Holy shit, you guys, we just got a boatload of information regarding the next Call of Duty game, regarding its official title, special editions of the game, and even the Call of Duty official Twitter account basically acknowledging this leaked information on Twitter, which is like completely absurd if you ask me, because I have never seen the Call of Duty Twitter account do this before, and I think it's actually a good thing because the hype for this next Call of Duty game is really at an all-time low right now, and so I think they really need to actually hype up this game one way or another, and I think it's good that they're recognizing this leaked information floating around on Twitter, and so they're able to like basically just start getting us hyped for it. And so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and dive right into it. There is a lot of stuff to cover, and we're also going to be going over the Modern Warfare 2 Ghost and Tom Henderson's Twitter accounts and tweets they've been saying the past 24 hours, because they've just like completely just flooded the internet with just information that we haven't heard yet. So a lot of my reading is going to be based off of their tweets, and so yeah, let's just get right into it because there's a lot to talk about. The first thing we're going to talk about is a leaked image that was gotten from the Season 5 update for Black Ops Cold War, and this image is very legitimate. I mean, my goodness, there's no way like some fan made this. It definitely looks like a legitimate image that people were able to grab straight from the game files of Black Ops Cold War Season 5 update, and I believe the reason why we see this in the Season 5 update is because we're going to get a release trailer of the next Call of Duty game, and then once we get that release trailer, there's going to be a hot fix in Black Ops Cold War that's going to advertise the new Call of Duty game, and we're able to pre-order it straight from our Xbox, PlayStation, or even PC when we load up the game itself. So that's what I'm assuming where this image is actually coming from, and this image appears to actually look like a special edition of the game because there's a lot of pre-order bonuses that you get with this bundle from what I'm looking at right in front of my face. I can't show you guys the image because I would get a fat strike here on the channel and this video will definitely be taken down, but in this image we actually get the title of the next game, which says Call of Duty Vanguard. So in the past we thought the game was going to be called World War II Vanguard because that's what all these legitimate leakers have been telling us, but it looks like the game is just going to be called Vanguard, which I think is a better sounding name. And so going over the different things in this special edition of the pre-order bonus you get for getting Vanguard. So first thing is we have three different operators named Lucas, Paulina, and Wade, and Tom Henderson on Twitter actually says that these characters that we see in Vanguard are actually based on real life characters, which I think is really awesome. And so kind of to describe you what these characters are, if we just by looking at the image here, so Lucas, he appears to be more in like a sand dune type area, and Paulina, it looks to be more in a forest, but it's like all covered in snow and there's some barbed wire around her. And then of course there is Wade, which he looks to be in a jungle, and if you kind of look closely at the image you can actually see the jungle kind of burning down in the background. And so yeah, this is our first taste of what some of the characters will be able to play as in the multiplayer for Vanguard. And then each of these operator skins have like their own, I guess, tracer round weapon variants that you can also have. So like Lucas, for him, he has a weapon variant called the Breacher, which looks like an STG variant. If I'm being completely honest with you, I'm not entirely sure what these guns actually are just by looking at it, but this does look like an STG variant. And yes, it does have tracer rounds. And then Paulina has a marksman rifle with tracer rounds, and this sniper, I mean, it definitely looks like a sniper to me. It could be a semi-auto like rifle, but they classify it as a marksman rifle, so apparently we're going to have a category of that in the game. And then we have a submachine gun for Wade, which is called Thunderhead, and that also has tracer rounds. And then other things that come with this bundle, it looks like there's a Frontline weapons pack that appears to only have two different like weapons that you can get for variants of those type of weapons. Both of these weapons actually look the same. I don't know if they're the same gun or not. It's actually very confusing because a lot of World War II submachine guns definitely have very similar weapon designs. And then to the right of that, we see two different things here, one of which I am assuming is an emblem because it's like a flaming skull with like the Roman numeral 2 below it and a bunch of spikes behind it. It's actually very cool looking. It would actually be awesome if this was a prestige emblem, but I don't see why you would get a prestige emblem for pre-ordering a game. That doesn't make any sense. So I assume this is an animated emblem for pre-ordering the game or just buying the special edition or something like that. Then to the right of that, we have two double XP tokens. One looks like just be normal base double XP, and the other one seems to be double weapon XP. I have no idea if these are timed or not. I assume that they are timed end and they'll just be like an hour long or something. It doesn't say here in the image. And then the last thing, or technically second to the last thing that we see in the image, is a mastercraft from what appears to be the PPSH, and it's called the Night Raid, plus 10 tier skips that you can get with the battle pass. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this Night Raid mastercraft for the PPSH looks really good. Like, holy smokes, you can definitely tell that this next Call of Duty game is not going to take itself seriously when it comes to weapon variants and camos and all that sort of stuff, kind of like we saw with Modern Warfare and at the beginning of World War II's life cycle. So it looks like they're going to be going all out with crazy type of weapons, and honestly, that's awesome. I love seeing that kind of stuff. And then below that, the last thing we see is open beta early access, which is no big surprise. We're always able to actually get beta access when it comes to these new games. With that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and read some tweets from Tom Henderson and the Modern Warfare 2 Ghost. Starting with Tom Henderson, he says that a new anti-cheat system for the next Call of Duty title has been in development for over a year. The same system will be implemented into Warzone, which is very good news, so we do not have to worry about hackers. Well, hopefully we don't have to worry about hackers next year once this new anti-cheat has been implemented. Thank freaking God, because I do want to get back into Warzone, and after playing it the last time, I just have no desire to go back and play it because of the hacking situation. It's been really bad, you guys. Another thing that Tom Henderson said that I don't really see too many people talk about, but I think it's worth mentioning here in the video, he says it would also appear that the Warzone Vanguard reveal event is not happening, and we're getting a more traditional trailer and info drop instead. This contradicts Activision's previous statements that they've changed their reveal timing to tie in with Warzone. In-game files suggest that some sort of event is happening, but when that will be, no one knows, possibly before the release of Vanguard. We do know for a fact that we are getting an event for Warzone in Season 5 that will be coming out literally today. I believe by the time this video is uploaded on my channel that the Season 5 will already go live. And so in the middle of the season, it looks like we are getting an event called The Numbers, and at least I assumed, is that was when we were going to get the trailer for Vanguard. And so I don't really know what to say now. I mean, it's very possible that's still going to be the case. Maybe we'll get a trailer beforehand. Who knows at this point? Another thing is that Vanguard is actually not going to be taking place during World War II. This is actually going to be taking place right after the war has ended, and that the whole story of the game itself is supposed to be the Nazis trying to get the rights in the game story. They're trying to reclaim their, I guess, regime again after the war has ended. And so Tom Henderson also says that the alpha is literally a month away, so in September we'll have some sort of alpha, which is probably going to be PlayStation exclusive, which is really unfortunate because I won't be able to play it. And the beta will be in October, which I guess tells us that the game will in fact be coming out probably in November. I will admit that's pretty early, pretty late for a beta. I really think they should do it earlier, but who knows, this is all leaked information. And that the game's villain is named Heinrich Moeller, which I don't know if I said that last name right, but Heinrich is definitely the first name. Also, the game is supposed to have a dynamic environment, which means that more stationary tables and chairs in a room will actually fly around the room if a grenade or some sort of explosion goes off, which I think is a pretty unique feature. Also, Tom Henderson does talk about a specific mission in the campaign that I don't really want to talk about just because it might be a spoiler to you guys. I mean, I don't really care about campaign spoilers that much other than probably the ending, but I'm still not going to share it just in case you guys want to play the campaign yourself. But one thing that was also really interesting is that Tom Henderson said Zombies Chronicles 2 is looking even more likely for Vanguard with Treyarch taking over Zombies development. If you guys didn't know that, we did get leaked information a while ago that Treyarch is supposed to be working on Zombies for this next game, which is very interesting. I don't really like that idea just because it might feel like they're just completely stretching Treyarch's ideas really thinly when it comes to creating these new zombie maps. And so I don't know, having back-to-back zombie maps made by Treyarch, I'm not sure how well that's going to turn out. But another thing about zombies in Vanguard is that the story is actually going to be set before the event of Die Machine, which, I mean, I feel like that makes a lot of sense. I mean, we're in the era where World War II just ended, which of course is before the Cold War, so I mean, that's not really a big surprise there, but nonetheless, I thought I mentioned it here anyway. Anyway, now we're going to move on to what the Modern Warfare 2 Ghost says on Twitter, and the first thing is that 24 maps at launch with multiple modes, dynamic weather and multiplayer, Treyarch leading development for zombies, continuing Dark Aether, which I mean we kind of just talked about, dark gritty campaign, war mode, take on combined arms / ground war. And yeah, that sounds pretty good. 24 maps at launch, but he does say there is multiple modes. This is something that I really think they need to scrap. Get rid of the combined arms, get rid of the fire team modes. The only thing is 6v6 and I guess the 2v2 maps. I actually do like playing on the gunfight maps. I think the gunfight modes are really fun, and of course having those gunfight tournaments I think are a great addition to the Call of Duty series. But with Black Ops Cold War, we also have combined arms and fire team, which play on different maps than what 6v6 does. However, 6v6 can actually be played on the combined arm maps, except they're like smaller versions of it, which I still feel like is still lazy content in a way, because they're just taking a map they've already made and just making it a smaller scale to play on 6v6. I'm not a big fan of that, but 24 maps at launch. Now, originally Modern Warfare 2 Ghost did say that these maps, he wasn't sure if they were going to be there at launch or if that's just what they've made so far, and some of those are actually going to be used in future DLC. Of course, everything is subject to change on what I'm saying here, you guys, which is probably something I should have mentioned here at the beginning of the video, but still, remember, everything is subject to change. This is all leaked information. None of it is technically official just quite yet, but is sounding pretty promising so far. And of course, we also have dynamic weather, which is also pretty crazy. I don't think it's going to be anything like Battlefield 2046, if I'm being completely honest with you. I don't think it'll be anything to that extreme, but maybe it means that we will get something along the lines of, like, when we load into the map, it'll be snowing, and then the next time we load into the map, it'll be raining, and then it'll be nighttime, or it'll be sunny. That would be really cool if they did something like that. I would totally be down for that. And that's really it for all the leaked information. One thing I would like to mention is that Call of Duty has been acknowledging all this leaked information on Twitter. Literally, the official Call of Duty Twitter account has actually been tweeting out different types of tweets, like basically recognizing that there is a bunch of leaked information going on and everybody is like getting all excited about it. And they even tweeted out something saying incoming, showing a basically a GIF that says leaks rumors all over the place, but it's literal footage from the Vanguard trailer, which is crazy, you guys. This is something we haven't seen Call of Duty done before. We've never seen them acknowledge leaks before like this. You know, just not too long ago, we had leaked information about Modern Warfare 3 Remastered, and some spokesperson went to Charlie Intel, was like, oh, well, none of this is actually true. But now we see the Call of Duty official Twitter account basically acknowledging everything that the Modern Warfare 2 Ghost and Tom Henderson have been saying on Twitter. They have been taking down tweets, don't get me wrong, like there have been images of the new trailer released like out there on places on the internet, and Activision is pretty good about actually taking that stuff down, and I was fortunate enough to actually see some of these images that do look pretty legitimate, just like that image I was talking about earlier about the special edition of Vanguard. That's another image that they've been taking down, which so there's like really no point of having any links in the description to those images because they're going to be gone anyway. I will have links to the Modern Warfare 2 Ghost and Tom Henderson's Twitter account, so you guys go ahead, check them out, and follow them for more updates on future information about Call of Duty. Also, I'd like to mention that Tom Henderson does tweet out a lot about the new Battlefield game. He actually got his hands on the tech test for it, and so if you guys are interested in Battlefield 2042, make sure you go follow Tom Henderson because he's really good about leaked information on that game as well. Anyway, that is it for the video, you guys. Take everything what I said with a grain of salt. Man, I really butchered that there, but yeah, take it with a grain of salt, you guys. We don't know if a lot of this stuff is going to be true. We don't know if it's going to be there at launch, but it is a lot of info in general, and so I just have to share it with you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed it, and of course subscribe to the channel for more Call of Duty videos every single day, and I shall catch you guys later.